Today's video is sponsored by the team over at CoinMiningCentral.com. With crypto mining hardware prices falling, right now is the best time to snag that ASIC miner you always wanted. I've been working with the team at Coin Mining Central for over a year now and will continue to put my trust in their brand for ASIC purchases. Coin Mining Central always has stock in my favorite Bitcoin, Scrypt, Kadena, and 𝐾-heavy hash ASIC miners for super reasonable and competitive prices. Finally, if you do have one of these rare situations where hardware is problematic, all ASICs come with the manufacturer warranty to ease your concerns. Looking for a well-established, trusted, and safe way to purchase an ASIC? Look no further than Coin Mining Central. Go check out Coin Mining Central today via the link in the video description down below, as well as save $120 at checkout with the discount code 𝐻OBBYISTMiner. Today is the day. It's time to get our home immersion system up and running and our Bitcoin ASIC miners in oil. What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, today is the day. We are getting our fog hashing C2 immersion system up and running. Let's not waste too much time. Let's jump in, take a look. So this is our tank system here. Let me turn you off. We don't need any airflow right now. We got nothing mining in here. Look at this. Nothing. Oh my goodness. So this is our fog hashing C2 immersion tank. It fits 2 units. This first side here is the overflow tank that has the pump in it. The other side here is where our ASICs are going to sit. So I'm going to get this done today, and the oil sitting out here. It's going to get pumped in. Now, let's take a look at the big boy out here, which is our dry cooler tank. So as you guys can see right here, this is our dry cooler. This does all of the work. It's going to take in our hot oil, cool it, and then pump it out to the cold side here and go right back over and back into our tank. So let me get to work here. I got a few things to do before we start pumping oil. First thing I want to do is I'm going to get these in our tank. I need to run 2 Ethernet cables. We're going to do some custom Ethernet cables with length over to our switches, which are now over there. Whoa. And then I need 2 4 C13 to C14 cables. We're going to have 2 of them go into this triplet PDU, which goes off of its dedicated on 30 amp 240 volt. We're going to put one on here. And then I'm actually going to separate them. And we have another one over here, number 4. I'm going to put the other 2 on 4. So if I want to overclock these hardcore coming in the winter or bull run hits, and I don't really care about watts and I just want to go to town on hash rate, I have a full 30 amp dedicated to it. I'll have 1, 2, 3 other 30 amp 240 volts for all the GPU rigs that I want to fill back inside here. All right, guys, I think we're ready. A little nervous, but really excited. So I'll give you guys kind of an update on our progress here. We have our 2 ASICs in here. If you guys haven't seen the previous videos, this is actually a series on this fog hashing home immersion kit. The actual model is C2, and we're running the S19 XP. That's 141 terahash on Bitcoin, as well as the S19J Pro 100 terahash unit. I've had this unit for about a year now, and I think 100 terahash is perfect, especially when it gets into immersion with having the ability to overclock these. Both of these are running the AM Logic control boards, and that creates a little bit of difficulty because if you guys see down in here, well, it's not there, it is. It doesn't have an SD card slot. And so huge shout out to Hive on. They actually remoted in, a gentleman named Marcus. What's up, Marcus? Thank you very much for your help. He remoted in and pushed the Hive OS firmware onto both of these. They now show up in my Hive farm. They've been tested, they've been cleaned. We removed all of our fans on both of these. We have dummy plugs in there just in case, but we will be able to use the firmware software to go ahead and tell it to ignore the fan check that they do. So we have 2 C13 to C14s here, 2 C13 to C14s here. They're just sitting there for now. And I went ahead and ran some custom Ethernet cables to here, sitting in a pile there. I'm not going to go ahead and make anything nice and neat and clean until everything is working. So I gave myself plenty of slack to get over there. to our switches, we may have to re-terminate them. So what's next? We got our oil here. This is 20 liters. This is the dielectric fluid that keeps the ASICs cool. It is not water. We have one of these here and 3 more out there. The whole system calls for 70 liters, so we're gonna have about 10 liters extra. So I'm literally following their guide here and learning as I go. So we placed our miners in there, removed the fans, the direction of the miners. So they did tell you, by the way, heads up, you could do the miners up or down. They actually say better for cooling is down, but then you can't access any of the cables. But they said this way is fine. So that's finished. Okay, step 4, connect power cords. Connect the power supply to the tank, which is the C13. Connect the power supply to the dry cooler. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, we got the tank plugged in. I think I'm gonna have to get a 90-degree C13 because it's really tight, but I got it up and plugged into our PDU here. Let's go check out now. Sorry, they got some roof work going on around the corner here. All right, so for our dry cooler, the cable actually comes, it's actually directly into the unit, comes out of that and goes right into the wall here. So let's hop on the other side of the wall. All right, we're in the garage, a little messy. And the black cable here is our cable coming from our dry cooler, spools up and is sitting right here. I actually have this 30 amp in my garage. Get that plugged in because I have done some mining here definitely in the past. All right, let's go find out what the next steps are. All right, we got a little light here now, right on the front, blinking. So let's take a look here. So we finished plugging everything in. That's step 4. What's our step 5? Fill the coolant. Take the oil filling pump. That's this guy here. Check this out. Comes with it. You plug one in on one side, one in on the other. It looks like there's an arrow pointing the oil goes this way. It's got a little AC or DC plug there. And then look, they even give you some tube to cut. All right. Take out the oil filling pump in the accessory and connect the pipeline into the power. Slowly pump in the coolant oil until it immerses the miners and to flow over the middle edge. Pump the coolant into the overflow tank, then into the main tank. All right, let's do it. All right, moment of truth. We got our pump. Power, we're about to plug it in. We have one tube going into our tank here, into our oil, and the other one is going into the overflow tank. Let's put this like down here. Let's actually put it like this, just in case it like kicks or something like that. All right, let's see if I can do this. Red Panda mining, one-handed. Okay. Oh God. It's working. Oh God, it just got oil on the ground. It kicked hard. Wasn't that much. Dude, this thing is hardcore. All right, I gotta put this camera down. All right, I unplugged it for a second. So putting the pump on top of here, not the best idea. I got a little bit of oil, tiny little splash right over here, got it cleaned up, we're good. So I'm gonna plug this back in here, and it's going pretty quick over here. It's probably to about right there still, but we still got a lot more to go. So let's do this. Oh man, what a mess. So much more of a mess than I thought. The pump, man, it just, you spend so much time messing with the freaking tubes and stuff. What a disaster. So I got 3 tanks full. That's about 60 liters currently right now. You can see we're actually pretty high. We're above, just above the A6 here, which is I think a good level. Now, based off of what I'm reading in the instructions, we actually end up turning it on, and then the oil will drop as it gets pushed through the dry cooler, and then we have to refill it multiple times, which is right here. Here we go. Press to start mining, okay. Oh, hello. Oh boy. That looks like a bubble bath. All right, so we need to add more oil. Be right back. Oh my God, oil everywhere. But take a look. So you can see the oil is overflowing from this tank. Miners aren't even on yet. Overflowing from this tank down into our overflow tank, and then the pump at the bottom, it's actually down underneath there, is sucking the oil back up and pushing it out this hot side there. So looks pretty good. I think we're at a good level, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna put a little more oil in here. I want to take a look at the instructions because I don't think there should be as much of a dip as what there is there. All right, so I came out here. There was actually oil out here. This little purge valve, I guess is what this is, wasn't tightened down. I didn't see anything in the instructions about it, but tightened it up, so we lost a little bit of oil there. You can see what a mess. Anyways, the unit hasn't turned on. I'm not sure. There was nothing in the instructions about an on-off switch, so I'm not sure if it's based off of temperature, which that might make sense. So let me go inside. Let's get the ASICs plugged in. All right, we have our power plugged into our two separate PDUs, dedicated 30 amp to 40 volts. You can see they're starting to power up here now, barely using any watts right now. 480, 250, so they're still getting booted up. You can see we're hanging out in oil right now. Try to get you guys a better angle. There's one and there's two. All right, let me check back in a few minutes and see how we're doing. Let's check our temps. 18C, so I don't think they're quite mining yet, but let's give it a few minutes. All right, our miners are on. Take a look. We got some, I'm gonna get you in there. Look, check it out, nice green. We got our link lights going. Same thing right there. Overflowing just a tiny bit. They've only been up and running for like 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Taking a look here, number one, which is our XP, it's only using 2,600 watts. I haven't done any overclocking or undervolting or anything, or profile changes. This is completely stock. Then our 100 terahash unit is at 22,916 at the wall. That is awesome. So definitely, you know how like usually with like air cooling, the colder the air, the less watts these things use? That's definitely the case right now. So if I take a look down here, 26, so our temps are going up. I wonder if that dry cooler is running. Oh, here, on my phone, you can see both the S19J and the XP. The J is at 104 terahash and the XP is at 142. Let's go outside real quick. Man, the dry cooler is on, you can barely tell. So if I get a little closer, you can kind of see the fans moving there. It's really, really quiet, not loud at all. No more dripping coming out of here, which is good. I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on that. It was actually this valve. It wasn't any of these pipes here. These thread on perfectly. Is this warm here? Nope. Nope, the pipes aren't super hot or anything yet. All right, let's give it some time. I'm gonna give it a few hours and we'll check back. All right, guys, it's actually been about 3 days. Came down with a head cold with the season changes here in Pennsylvania. My voice is really rough, I do apologize. But it's been 3 days and I haven't been able to get you guys an update because of being sick. So I thought, let's go ahead and force this. So I'm gonna try to do my best. So let's take a look at how our system is doing. It's been awesome, doing really, really well. I've had 0 issues, no leaks, no problems. 26C. Let's go ahead and open this up here. All right, so our ASICs have been rocking it. They currently, if you guys remember, have the Hive software on them, Hive OS, and it's been running really, really good. I haven't got into any of the auto tuning or overclocking yet. It's something I do want to get into. I just haven't had time quite yet. I haven't had to add any additional oil, but it's something I want to check about once a week. This does have an indicator light on it that'll tell you something, fog hashing, if you're watching. Something I'd love to see is the ability to have a Wi-Fi push notifications with an app so I could monitor this remotely, as well as it would tell me if it had low oil or overheating problems or anything. Right now, you physically have to check it. I haven't found, unless I'm wrong, let me know, but I haven't found anything. So this has been running really, really good. As I said, I made no changes to this other than installed the Hive OS firmware. So we're currently up here. We're on
2600 watts. And this one is actually for the S19J Pro 100 terahash from what I'm seeing. And then this one is 2400 watts, is actually the S19 XP. Now I have noticed that Hive has been adjusting some of the hash rates and frequencies. I haven't touched anything, so I think that auto tuning feature is actually running by default, but I'm going to get into it more in the near future. I actually have Ben from Immersion BTC who's going to give me a kind of 101 on how to use the HiveOS firmware. Also, I did put the tank on a separate meter just to get some measurements. It's using 242 watts, the tank alone, to do everything. Dry cooler looks good. That oil still stains this, you can tell a little bit. Barely can hear these fans here. They are running. Let's go to the garage and check out the watts. All right, in the garage here, look at this. That dry cooler is only using 20 watts. It must not be running at full capacity because online it says 440 watts. It must not be running at the full performance because of the fact of how cold it is and stuff outside, as it is, you know, in the 30s right now in Pennsylvania. Just a guess, I don't know. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap things up for today. I'm excited to bring you guys more content on this immersion mining home kit from Hot Fog Hashing. If you guys are interested, I'll put a link directly down below to it. This is the Fog Hashing C2 system. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap things up for today. If you guys want to be notified when I drop my next video on this system, go ahead and click that bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.